Good evening, viewers. Welcome to today's news edition. First, let's begin with the headlines. India and Canada ink 3 pacts and set $50 billion trade target. GHADC Secretary PR Maraks clarifies MDC visit row and urges public to verify facts. Tura Christian College hosts Youth Parliament as event aims to shape future governance. Shillong Lajong hold Rajasthan United to 1-1 draw in Indian Football League 2025-26 season opener at Polo. Now the news in detail. First, the local news. PR Marak, the Secretary of the Executive Committee of the Garo Hills Autonomous District Council, has denied allegations that a group of MDCs visited his office on 28 February to warn him over a February 17 notification mandating ST certificates for candidates. Marak said the MDCs had come to discuss routine office matters and not specifically the ST certificate issue, adding that claims of harassment are baseless. He urged the public to verify information through official GHADC channels or the CEM instead of relying on rumors.
In this regard, last on 28th, honorable members, they came to my room to discuss about the matter of the office actually, not particularly for that notification with regard to the ST certificate. That time we have taken up about the discussions of the office matter only, not about that particular subject. And in this regard, people are suspecting and publics are suspecting that they came to my room just to make harassment, just to question about this notification actually. But it is not true actually. So I wanted to tell the public that it is not true, whatever they are suspecting, whatever they are supposing, that they came and discuss and disregard about the notifications of this ST certificate actually. That's all I have to say.
The Department of Political Science, Tura Christian College, on Monday launched a 2-day youth parliament titled Voice of Youth, Shaping the Future of Governance at the District Auditorium. Sponsored by Meghalaya Legislative Assembly, the program aims to equip students with parliamentary and life skills. Speaker Thomas A. Sangma attended the inaugural session. In his address, Sangma highlighted the importance of active listening, respect for diverse views, and character-driven leadership rooted in honesty and humility. Students took part in a live legislative simulation, followed by a prize distribution ceremony.
This youth parliament program is being also sponsored by the Meghalaya Legislative Assembly as part of our effort to encourage young people to understand and experience how democracy works. I feel that this is a very special occasion, and so I congratulate once again the Tura Christian College and all the organizers for taking this wonderful step to encourage young people to understand how our democracy works. You have put the theme of today's program as the voice of the youth, shaping the future of governance, which I feel that truly speaks to what our country needs most at this time: young voices, new ideas, and honest leadership. A youth parliament also helps students learn how discussions and debates happen in real parliaments. It teaches us how to listen carefully, express your views clearly, and at the same time respect others even when you disagree. These are not only parliamentary skills, they are life skills. The future of any democracy depends on how well its citizen can talk, can listen, and work together.
The rich spices and vibrant culture of the Northeast made a strong impression in Mumbai as the first ever Meghalaya Spice Festival concluded at Geo World Drive. Organized by the Department of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, Government of Meghalaya, the festival was held from 27th February to 1st March, showcasing organic farming, premium spices and grassroots music from the state, bringing a flavor of Meghalaya to the heart of the city.
From the bright yellow Lakadong turmeric famous for its high curcumin content to fresh ginger, indigenous cinnamon and black pepper, the festival was a treat for spice lovers. Inaugurated on Saturday, February 28 by Chief Secretary Dr. Shakil P. Ahmed and Agriculture Commissioner Dr. Vijay Kumar D, the event celebrated Meghalaya's rich spice heritage. Everything showcased was completely natural, traveling directly from small hill farms to the markets of Mumbai, keeping the farmers at the center of the business.
My name is Babit Dwar Kharsotun and I am the founder of Seafield Ventures, located at Meghalaya, Shillong. We are dealing with spice products and also with honey as well. So these products are naturally grown in northeast India, in Meghalaya. We are selling all these products in our website and on Instagram as well in Amazon.in. This is one of the high-selling products of our brand. It is a honey, a wildflower honey, and we source it from Mausanam village. It's very pure honey.
The festival was not just about food, it was a massive push for the state's agri-economy. Visitors enjoyed live cooking sessions and tasted fresh, traceable products. By bringing together farmers, producer collectives and industry stakeholders, the government played a big role in helping these local self-help groups improve their processing and packaging so they could compete on a global level.
Though these are the entrepreneurs who has brought this processed spice here, they are the one that the government has taken several initiatives to boost their productions and as well as to maintain the quality of their processing. And here we have seen in the last few years how these entrepreneurs has come up with a different packaging. Their packaging has been of a very good standard. That's why we have seen that the spices that they are bringing here is the one that we can always compete with the global market.
The three-day event also opportunities for big business. Through dedicated business-to-business sessions, local entrepreneurs met directly with industry buyers to strike new deals, making Meghalaya a premium hub for organic spices.
My name is Anuma Sasna. I am the farmer entrepreneurs from West Nyantia Hills, Meghalaya. My brand is Braves. We have the very good product is our Lakadong turmeric. It has a high curcumin content in the wall. It starts from 7% to 9%. There are lots of organically grown products from Meghalaya we bring here.
Finally, after full days of exploring the stalls, the evenings came alive with live cultural performances under the Chief Minister's Meghalaya Grassroots Music Program. Bureau Report, DD News, Meghalaya.
A truck carrying tar overturned at Sunmere in Upper Shillong along the road leading to Lom Shillong. The vehicle bearing registration number NL01AD1312 was found lying on its side by the roadside. The exact time of the accident remains unknown, as neither the driver nor the owner was present when it was discovered. Sources said the truck was travelling downhill from Lom Shillong towards Sanmer when the mishap occurred. Two Bangladeshi nationals were apprehended by Dawki police on Sunday evening around 8:30 p.m. The individuals, identified as Monirul Biswas and Lovely Khatun from Bhombag village in Narel district of Khulna division, were intercepted along with a vehicle and espresso driven by one Panchai Bha Khai of Wasarang village in East Jantia Hills. A case has been registered at Dawki police station under relevant sections of the Immigration and Foreigners Act 2025. The accused have been arrested and will be produced before the Judicial Magistrate First Class at Amlarem Court. The East Khasi Hills District Administration, in collaboration with the Indian Air Force Recruitment Cell, held an awareness and career counselling program at the State Central Library to encourage youth to join the armed forces. Officials said recruitment is open to candidates aged 17.5 to 22 years from Class 8 to Class 12, including Agnivir, technical posts, nursing assistants and women candidates. Registration is open till 1st April 2026. Deputy Commissioner R.M. Kurba said over 500 youths have joined the armed forces since 2023, including 300 in the Border Security Force, with more than 900 registering at the event.
Ni kanika program kalau man lakas inem banna kalinga district administration ngila sedang yakani nadu arhajar pulai badak nadu ko to por do menta ngila yo kumba sanspa tam ki khana ki bla join ya ka army hakna ka agnivir but men hakane lai spangut ki join ya ka BSF tikane kalong ka ek jing kemen nam ta ka district hibro khwai namarba ki yate baro ba kajing kerdo kam ki khana but kabakordor hi kalong ba namarba ki khana jungi kilawan chakmat ban shim banta ban surf ya condition lane ban train nam ta ka jinga da jongari kani kalong ka ek bas mutanat haga jing em janga haga jing sngo janga hi shimet namarba ngasngo bangi bar khai ki long kami ngi ong ba ngi ai ka ta jing kai ki kon mo service to god service to man kan no ka jing ka kam bangi le nam tau ble ngi le leng ba ki brio ka ta kalong ka aka ka ba bahatam nam ta jongi ban ngi kit bok kit riwang ba ngi nang nakani ka training badan mentang singiru ka awareness mentang singi bagi lawan kila register kena spa atam ki kena jongi ndre namar babun ki daw kalong bagi dan exam ngatarai ki wan de ki kemi hangning ibon ki kemi ki bawan
lucrative job opportunities for the youth of our nation and particularly to state of Meghalaya. The recruitment age starts from 17.5 years to 22 years. It is one of the finest opportunities in which Army offers various types of entry from class 8, 10th and class 12th. Army, with his pay and packages and Sevanidhi packages and various other facilities which is provided by the Army, is considered to be one of the best in amongst all the job opportunities. The youth of Meghalaya today must enroll and register themselves to become the Agnivir in the armed forces.
Let's now take a look at the regional news. After 4 months of drought, recent rainfall in Assam has brought only limited relief to struggling tea plantations. The overnight shower measured just 0.13 inches, far from enough to restore moisture to the parched gardens. Tea plants have been severely stressed, with leaves drying and falling due to the absence of steady rainfall every 15 to 20 days. While the rain has raised some hope, experts say at least 1 to 1.5 inches more is urgently needed to revive the plantations and secure a healthy first harvest.
देखिए लास्ट 4-5 महीनों से कोई बारिश नहीं है और जो कल रात से रुक रुक कर बारिश हो रही है, ये बहुत ज़्यादा। आज सुबह में हम मेजर किए हैं, पूरे रात में 0.13 के आसपास बारिश हुई है। इतना ही बारिश नहीं होगा क्योंकि 4 महीने से जो धूली उड़ रही है बागानों में, तो इसका इफेक्ट मतलब इसका असर जो है बागानों के ऊपर बहुत ज़्यादा नहीं हो रहा है। लेकिन यदि और ज़्यादा थोड़ा बारिश मिल जाए 1 इंची 1.5 इंची के आसपास, तो बागान नो डाउट बागान बहुत जल्दी मतलब प्रोडक्शन अच्छी होगी, उसकी हेल्थ अच्छी हो जाएगी। अभी क्या है, पौधे जो है स्ट्रेस में ऑलरेडी जा चुके हैं, तो अभी और मतलब 1-1.5 इंच बारिश की ज़रूरत है। जो लग रही कि अभी अनुमान तो लग रहा है कि होने, जैसे मौसम दिख रही है उससे लग रहा है कि बारिश होने वाली है।
Manipur Chief Minister Yumnam Kemchan Singh on Sunday inaugurated 3 major infrastructure projects in Imphal East, Moirangpurel area and flagged off an 18.5 km road upgradation, highlighting the state's focus on connectivity and education. The projects include the Itham Moirangpurel Bridge over the Taubal River, built under Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana, a model residential school funded under Pradhan Mantri Jan Vikas Karyakram, and a new science and arts block of Moirangpurel High Secondary School developed under Samagra Shiksha. He also flagged off the upgradation of the National Highway 202 Imphal Ukrul to Taubal Dam Road link, supervised by the Public Works Department, with completion targeted within a year. And now we bring to you the national news. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and his counterpart Mark Carney held talks in New Delhi and oversaw the exchange of 3 agreements on critical minerals, renewable energy and cultural cooperation. The 2 leaders reviewed the India-Canada strategic partnership and set a target to expand bilateral trade to $50 billion by 2030, while agreeing to expedite the Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement or CEPA. They also decided to launch an India-Canada defense dialogue to strengthen security cooperation. Both leaders reaffirmed their commitment to combating terrorism and deepening economic ties.
कृषि में वैल्यू एडिशन, एग्री टेक्नोलॉजी और खाद्य सुरक्षा हमारी साझा प्राथमिकताएं हैं। इस दिशा में भारत में इंडिया कनाडा पल्स प्रोटीन सेंटर ऑफ एक्सीलेंस स्थापित किया जाएगा। फ्रेंड्स, रक्षा और सुरक्षा के क्षेत्र में बढ़ता सहयोग हमारे गहरे आपसी विश्वास और संबंधों की मैच्योरिटी का प्रतीक है। हम डिफेंस इंडस्ट्रीज, मैरीटाइम डोमेन अवेयरनेस और मिलिट्री एक्सचेंजेज बढ़ाने पर काम करेंगे। इसी उद्देश्य से आज हमने इंडिया कनाडा डिफेंस डायलॉग की स्थापना करने का निर्णय लिया है। फ्रेंड्स, पीपल टू पीपल टाइज हमारे संबंधों की असली ताकत है। आज हमने इन्हें और मजबूत करने के लिए कई महत्वपूर्ण निर्णय लिए हैं। एआई, हेल्थ केयर, एग्रीकल्चर और इनोवेशन में आज कई यूनिवर्सिटीज के बीच नई पार्टनरशिप्स की घोषणा हो रही है।
This agreement will reduce barriers, increase certainty, unlock opportunity for exporters, investors, and workers in both our countries, with the aim to double trade by the end of this decade. And we're renewing defense and security cooperation through a new defense partnership, through maritime collaboration in the Indo-Pacific, through professional military exchange, and practical coordination and cooperation on our shared security interests. The bigger point is that our partnerships, from energy to AI, share this spirit so that Canada and India can harness technologies, deliver equally transformative benefits to hundreds of millions of people. Now, to close, we're charting a future of one Earth, one family, one planet, or one future.
On Indian citizens stranded amid the ongoing Israel-Iran conflict, Union Minister Kiren Rijiju said the government under the leadership of Narendra Modi is acting swiftly to ensure their rescue and safe return. Speaking to the media in Kangra, Himachal Pradesh, Rijiju said such comprehensive assistance was not extended by previous governments, adding that evacuation and support efforts are being coordinated by the Ministry of External Affairs through Indian missions abroad.
आज तक विदेश में जो हमारा भारतीय लोगों को समस्या जैसे होते हैं उसको लाने में और संभालने में प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में जो आज तक होते आए हैं, कभी भी पहले ऐसा कोई सरकार नहीं करते थे, इतना व्यापक सहायता करते हैं। तो हमारे विदेश मंत्रालय उसमें अपने अपने मिशंस होते हैं हर देश में, वो मिशन के माध्यम से भारतीय लोगों को मदद करते हैं हमेशा। नहीं, वो तो विदेश मंत्रालय को मालूम होगा।
Let's now take a look at the top stories from around the world. United States President Donald Trump on Sunday said U.S. combat operations in Iran are ongoing and will continue until Washington achieves all its objectives. In a video posted on Truth Social, Trump confirmed that 3 U.S. service members had been killed and warned that casualties could rise. He vowed to avenge the deaths, stating that operations are continuing in full force until U.S. goals are met.
Combat operations continue at this time in full force, and they will continue until all of our objectives are achieved. We have very strong objectives. They could have done something 2 weeks ago, but they just couldn't get there. Earlier today, CENTCOM shared the news that 3 U.S. military service members have been killed in action. As one nation, we grieve for the true American patriots who have made the ultimate sacrifice for our nation, even as we continue the righteous mission for which they gave their lives. We pray for the full recovery of the wounded and send our immense love and eternal gratitude to the families of the fallen. And sadly, there will likely be more. Before it ends, that's the way it is. Likely be more, but we'll do everything possible where that won't be the case. But America will avenge their deaths and deliver the most punishing blow to the terrorists who have waged war against basically civilization. They have waged war against civilization itself. Our resolve, and likewise that of Israel, has never been stronger. America is now again the richest, most powerful nation in the world by far. But the only reason we enjoy the quality of life that we do and the freedom and security is we have done things that others are unable to do. But it's because of warriors who are willing to lay down their lives to do battle with our enemies. And they do battle better than anybody.
Oil prices surged up to 13% on Sunday amid rising Middle East tensions following U.S. and Israeli strikes on Iran. Brent crude, the global benchmark, climbed more than 12% to $82 per barrel. The escalation has disrupted oil and gas movement through the Strait of Hormuz, a key energy choke point that handles nearly 1/5 of global crude supply. Analysts warned that any prolonged disruption could threaten global energy security and push prices higher. SpaceX launched a Falcon 9 rocket from Cape Canaveral Space Launch Complex 40 on Sunday night, deploying 29 Starlink satellites into low Earth orbit as part of the Starlink 1041 mission. The rocket lifted off at 9:56 p.m. local time. The first stage successfully separated and landed on the drone ship called Just Read the Instructions in the Atlantic Ocean, marking its 26th flight and recovery. Their second stage then carried the satellites to orbit, with SpaceX confirming successful deployment, the company's 22nd Starlink mission this year. And in sports. In cricket, India advanced to the semi-finals of the ICC Men's T20 World Cup with a 5-wicket win over the West Indies cricket team in a must-win Super 8 clash at the Eden Gardens. Chasing 196, Sanju Samson smashed an unbeaten 97 of 50 balls to guide India home with 4 balls to spare and was named player of the match. Earlier, West Indies posted 195 for 4 with Ruston Chase top scoring with 40, while Jasprit Bumrah took 2 wickets for India. India will face the England cricket team in the second semi-final at the Wankhede Stadium on Thursday.
मुंबई जा रहा है, भारत सेमीफाइनल में पहुंच चुका है.
Shillong Lajong FC played out a 1-1 draw against Rajasthan United FC in the opening match of the Indian Football League 2025-26 at the SSA Stadium, Polo. Ever-Brightson Milimpada gave the hosts the lead in the 15th minute before Abhishek Ambedkar equalized in the 53rd minute. It was an encouraging start for coach Birendra Thapa's young all-domestic side, who matched a Rajasthan team featuring several experienced and foreign players, including former Lajong defender Kinsailang Khongsit. Rajasthan had earlier threatened through Pangambam Nauba Mete, but Lajong's defence held firm.
मूव बने ज़रूर, लेकिन ओवरलैपिंग रन उनका आया लेफ्ट फ्लैंक से, जिसकी बदौलत उन्होंने गोल किया. काफ़ी मेहनत की अभिषेक अम्बेकर ने पूरे मुकाबले के दौरान. शिलोंग लाजोंग के प्रशंसक बड़ी संख्या में मैदान पर उपस्थित थे और शुरुआत से ही हौसला अफजाई करते हुए नजर आए अपनी टीम के पक्ष में. ऐसा लग रहा था कि बराबरी वाला गोल कब आएगा और कब आएगा. बुआम ने भी अच्छे प्रयास किए, अच्छे राइट फुटर लगाए और उनके राइट फुटर्स का अच्छा जवाब भी दिया गया गोलकीपर के द्वारा. और ये वो मौका था जहां पर अमादोउ ने मुंह बनाया था, आगे बढ़े थे, ओवरलैपिंग रन था अभिषेक अम्बेकर का, और जैसे ही उनको बॉल लेफ्ट फ्लैंक पर मिली थी, आप देखें यहां गोलकीपर भी फ्रेम से अदृश्य हो गए थे और ये टच बहुत अच्छा था.
And now for the weather report. First, let's take a look at the weather report for Tura. 18 degrees Celsius of minimum temperature, 27 degrees Celsius of maximum temperature were recorded today. The relative humidity is 37%. Moving on to Shillong, 12 degrees Celsius and 20 degrees Celsius of minimum temperature and maximum temperature respectively were recorded today. The relative humidity is 42%. Meanwhile, in Jowai, minimum temperature 19 degrees Celsius, maximum temperature 12 degrees Celsius and relative humidity is 50%. Rainfall was also recorded at 1.2 millimeter. And the forecast in Tura, Shillong and Jowai says partly cloudy sky most likely to occur. Before winding up this news bulletin, the headlines once again. India and Canada ink trade pacts and set $50 billion trade target. GHADC Secretary PR Mara clarifies MDC visit row and urges public to verify facts. Tura Christian College hosts Youth Parliament as event aims to shape future governance. And Shillong Lajong hold Rajasthan United to 1-1 draw in Indian Football League 2025-26 season opener at Polo. And that's all we have for you today in this news bulletin. Do tune in again with us tomorrow. Until then, have a pleasant evening ahead.